white people hear reparations, they're thinking, oh, these people from the transatlantic slave trade, and that's their heritage, so we should give them reparations, which is basically the logic that y'all are making, and that's what they would think. But while you're busy being a Native American and not being related to Africans at all, guess what? Making those kind of statements would exclude you from your own interest of wanting reparations. So I don't know how this we're not connected to Africa bullshit's gonna turn out in the long run. I don't do that.
We're gonna do free promotion for them from Long Island.
I ain't drinking no more Long Island.
I'm drinking them Long Island.
I notice whenever I drink one alcohol at a time, I'm in the game. Like right now, I've been drinking vodka. I already at the house.
Okay.
I'm in the game. I got to Gecko yesterday. I drank that Long Island and like I started getting tired.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the Civil Rights Movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you.
What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood? So as you
Black people are tired of being a bank where everyone keeps making withdrawals and no one ever makes a deposit. And I want you to think about that. If that was your setup, would you still want to give? Especially for those of us in the Hispanic community, because it's about patterns that we've inherited and the harm that we've ignored. Me, myself, I'm Puerto Rican. I've seen how anti-Blackness and colorism still show up in our homes, in our language, in our media, in our families. In many families, darker skin is treated like a disadvantage. When solidarity is needed, hesitation shows what's been internalized, and too many of us were raised to believe that aligning with Blackness meant losing something: safety, opportunity, acceptance. And we were taught the proximity to whiteness would protect us, that staying quiet was safer. So if we don't unlearn that, we end up repeating the same harm we say we stand against.
I'm just going to say something that needs to be said among Latinos, among the Latino community, especially among the Chicano community, Mexican Americans, Latino Americans, okay? If it wasn't for Black culture, Black people, Black communities, Black leaders, Black artists, Black music, all of it, if it wasn't for that, we would have an entirely different experience in the United States. Here's the difference between Black folks and Latino folks. Black people in America, their ancestors fought for the rights that we all get to fucking enjoy right now. So many Latinos act like white folks just decided to give Latinos rights, just decided to let Latinos vote, just decided to put laws in place so that you could buy property. If it wasn't for Black leaders.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not gonna get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out, because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it.
Masses,
but I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not going to talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones.
All right, so you got it. So we got Latinos, Latinas. Because you could say Latinas for now. They were all women. Giving up, paying homage, giving respect to foundational Black American descendants of slaves. That's why I say I'm FBA DOS. You know why I say that? The question comes back to you. Are you a foundational Black American? You're going to say yes. If I say, are you an American descendant of a slave? You're going to say yes. So FBA DOS, that's what you are. You dig on both. So the foundational Black American by itself leaves out the descent of slavery, which separates us from non-FBAs. And then ADOS, American Descendant Slaves, it doesn't highlight the foundational part. So I believe both are essential to put it together. Foundational Black America, you are here, you built the country, you helped build the country, you added in. Without your labor, this country wouldn't be. Without your service in war, this country wouldn't be. And that's it. The labor is the ADOS part, and the foundational is your service. You can say your genius. But anyway, so as I was saying, you got the Latinas giving it up, paying homage, giving respect. They're not Black. You got the Chinese guy, the Asians early on, giving homage, paying respect. They're not Black. Why is it so hard for Black people who are non-FBA DOS to pay homage and give respect is beyond me. All right. But anyway, let's get into old boy. Matter of fact, if y'all missed the beginning, let me do it one more time because maybe I didn't see the sassiness in him. So one more time, and then we're gonna start it. So check out the sassy guy. And he tries so hard to look straight in most of his videos, but I caught him in that one skit. Like, oh, nah, ain't nothing straight about you, bro. His spine ain't even straight. You dig? That's gonna cut in and then we get started. I just want to let you know who we're reviewing today. This content is bogus. Boo Kent, Iconic, Chad Smith, Moon Eyes, Peace.
When these white people hear reparations,
Happy Juneteenth,
they're thinking, oh,
here we go.
These people from the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay, he said when white people hear reparations, they're thinking, oh, the people from the transatlantic slave trade. All right, continue. Listen to this dude logic. Yeah, they kill me how they want to be correct, but they be so wrong.
And that's their heritage, so we should give them reparations. What is basically the logic that y'all are making, and that's what they would think. But while you're busy being a Native American and not being related to Africans at all.
Okay, so that part is called a straw man. So he's giving us our position. We never said we don't have any relations to Africa. Like DNA, we got DNA relations. That's it. That's it. We're just thousands of years ago, you dig, we were from Africa. Okay. I'm being funny. Of course, 400 to 500 years ago, we were related, had serious relations with Africa. That's over 500 years. That's a long time. Okay. Nobody denies that. Your DNA test will put you somewhere in West Africa, Central Africa. So I don't know why they make up this straw man argument for us. We never deny that we have African descent. We always say, shit, everybody got African descent. What does that mean? You know, when the Jamaicans say, hey, I'm Jamaican, nobody say, hey, you're African. You got African descent. When a Haitian says he's Haitian, when a Dominican Republican person say they're Dominican, nobody say, hey, you got African descent. So it's like, well, why when we say we're FBA or ADOS, why do we gotta acknowledge the African descent first and foremost? No, that's in the back end. You only know about our African descent when you do some DNA tests. But we are definitely American. Everything about us, from our language, our culture, some of our religious views, political views, our capitalist views, everything about us is American. Nothing about our views is about Africa, and it never has been on a collective. Starting from, you can say, the early 1800s until 2025, nothing was African centered from the early 1800s to 2025. So we're talking about over 200 years. Africa was not prioritized by none of us. All right, collectively, small little pockets. You had Pan-Africanists, and those Pan-Africanists were different than the Pan-Africanists of today. Of, you could say, post Garvey, that scammer.
Guess what? Making those kind of statements would exclude you from your own interest of wanting reparations.
That is the stupidest thing someone can say. But Kwame in the chat, he has been saying some things as dumb as that.
So I don't know how
Burkina
this
Faso.
we're not connected to Africa bullshit's gonna turn out in the long.
Okay, well, we never say we're not connected to Africa. We say we're not African. We're foundational Black American.
I don't do that.
Of course you don't. And here's the sassy part.
We're
Listen
gonna
to
do
this.
free promotion for them from Long Island.
I ain't drinking no more Long
I'm
Island.
drinking them Long Island.
I notice whenever I drink one alcohol at a time, I'm in the game. Like right now, I've been drinking vodka. I already at the house.
Okay.
I'm in the game. I got to Gecko yesterday. I drank that Long Island and like I started getting tired.
Yeah, did that just not give you the most sassy vibes? I start getting tired. Oh, one drink of alcohol. Like, dude, what are you talking about, man? You getting tired of what? And what happened to you when you got tired? Yeah, so oh boy, definitely you don't want to drink. If you're a straight man, you don't want to drink. If you're a straight FBA, you don't want to drink around that guy. Let him get all tired around you. He'll try to fall into your damn lap. All right. So let's go to his video he made. That's called, as you can see right now, you got it right there at the bottom. He says, "What the heck is FBA?" Now, I don't know how hard this is to comprehend what FBA is about. You can actually Google it. Chat GPT is there. Like, I don't know how, in the most simplistic way. Why is it so hard for people to understand is beyond me, but I know why. People are fake misunderstanding it. There you go. Kwame, you're too active, my boy. I'm gonna time you out for a little bit until we finish this live. Yeah, you are too active, my boy. Gotta settle down. So I'm gonna time you out. Just watch the live, brother. You're too active. Just relax. You ain't gotta always be the face of the chat. Relax.
But while you're busy being a Native American and not being related to Africans at all, guess what? Making those kind of
Never
statements would
claim.
exclude you from your own interest of wanting reparations. So you guys, let's go ahead and put this FBA discussion back on the board again.
Uh-oh.
Because now
Did you
that
do
I'm
it
doing
before?
historical videos,
Historical
people seem to
videos?
have a lot to say.
Wait. How do you just start doing historical videos and now you could weigh in on something? Like, ain't that wild? Like, so you're a historian in what, a month? Because you're uploading historical videos in your perspective, or from your perspective?
And put this FBA discussion back on the board again. Because now that I'm doing historical videos,
Good
people
for you.
seem to have a lot to say about anything that I say. And I'm used to that, but it seems like now
Dude, Sassy's
everything is about me either being too young or I need to learn my history.
Yeah.
I'm an internet scholar. So let's go ahead
You're
and
not
get
even
into
that,
what
but you are
FBA is.
sassy.
I'm going to give it a fair assessment this time. FBA stands
All right,
for...
hold on. So before you give us what FBA stands for, let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. All right. Before he do that, because I can't see the chat. Chat like disappeared on me. I can't stand this goddamn, these modern mice, these mouse that you use for your computer. I can't stand them. Just give me a regular, I don't need the fancy stuff, man. All this thing do is just get in my way. You hit a certain side button that's making you do most craziest stuff. All right, brother, tell us what FBA is.
Foundational Black Americans. It's a term popularized by Tariq Nasheed, and it refers to Black Americans who are descendants of American slavery, meaning their lineage traces back to Africans enslaved in the United States. So just reading that based off of what that says, I would fit into that category. Now, at the same time, these...
Unfortunately, we got to claim this guy. Yo, nah, you got to show some paperwork. We need some paperwork, bro. We want to make you an honorary non-FBA person.
Same people that claim to be part of this FBA stuff also say that they're Indians. Or you guys have heard me call it the Featherheads. They call it that as well. And they walk around and ride horses with feathers on top of their head.
Well, it don't matter what they claim to be. They could say they're Hebrew Israelite, Christian, Muslim. No matter what they claim, they could say the earth is flat. Your DNA is your DNA.
They also do that. FBA emphasizes cultural lineage, reparations, and separating the unique historical struggles of Black Americans from more recent Black immigrants. Basically creating a hierarchy. Let's talk about the
Wait, what?
Historical struggle sizes, cultural lineage, reparations, and separating the unique historical struggles of Black Americans from more recent Black immigrants. Basically creating a hierarchy.
Yeah, this dude can't be serious. So we're delineating, we're disaggregating. We're saying, hey, you are where you're from. We are where we're from. And he said that's called a hierarchy. Okay, so when those same immigrants, whether Black or Latino, when they come over here, when we were calling ourselves African Americans or Negroes, when they came over here and they said, hey, I'm Mexican, Nigerian, Jamaican, were they also creating a hierarchy?
Let's talk about the gatekeeping blackness argument, which is one of the issues that I've had the entire time, and I'll tell you why.
Moon Eyes, fix your homeland, man.
Many FBAs say non-FBA Black people steal the culture.
We do not say that. We say we even delineate. You dig? We don't just delineate with ourselves and non-FBAs. We also delineate non-FBAs with non-FBAs. And we call the ones who steal, the non-FBAs who steal, we call them tethers. Okay? And again, it's beyond skin color because these non-FBAs can be Latino, Indian, just non-FBA and an immigrant. You can be called a tether, not a white person, because when they go against the grain or go against our progression, pump up racism, they're called racist, white supremacists, etc. But again, so he's supposed to be reading this. Now we know he's not reading it at this point. So he's picking and choosing. He's not even letting us know when he's ending the quote, which is horrible. Horrible, just horrible when it comes to being genuine. You got to let us know when you're done reading, end quote. Okay, now I'm talking now. Let us know when you're talking from when you're reading. So he's just talking, and it almost seems like it's almost like he's implying everything he's saying he's reading. This is his own understanding from what he read. Nothing about us says that non-FBAs are stealing. No, some do. And they're called tethers.
Hip-hop, slang, civil rights movements while not contributing. So what they're basically saying is non-African, non-Black Americans.
Nope, not non-black, because non-FBA means immigrants, not just black. You see how he pick and chooses how you want to, but they do this on purpose. I understood. Tariq already pointed this out. Like they misrepresent our stance completely, and this is why it was important for Tariq Nasheed to trademark FBA, because when you trademark something, you set the requirements, the standards, the definitions, and things like that. You can't change it. It's already embedded in the trademark. So good try, but you failed. That's not our position. That's your projecting. That's your projected image or projected um, opinions on us.
Which could be somebody from Brazil, Africa,
Yeah, but they
Colombia,
don't have to be black though. Yeah, you just say Colombia. They don't got to be black. You could say Asia.
Britain, not France, non-Black Americans, as long as they're black, basically, but they're
Yeah,
not
he
in
is so
America,
sassy, man.
they basically steal our culture.
Now, who says that? Who says that all Latinos, all Nigerians? Some Latinos come over here and just do their Latino thing, right? They do their Mexican thing, their South American thing. They don't think nothing about us. Some Indians, they do their Indian thing. Some Italians do their Italian thing, and Jamaicans, so on and so forth and so on. Not every immigrant come over here and steal our culture. Some of them are tuned into their own culture.
Now, if we want to put it in specific with Africans, I
Yeah.
know exactly what y'all are talking about when
All
y'all
right, go
say
ahead,
that.
historian.
I hear it all the time when I hear Africans use the word nigga, and we can just say that's part of our culture in the United States, because we were the first ones to start saying that shit, from my understanding, in a casual way. We could say that's one way them taking some things. Like when I was in
Yeah,
South
IBM.
Africa, I seen some dudes sagging pants and wearing snapbacks to the back. That's some stuff that we started, right?
Yeah, but that ain't necessarily stealing, right? As long as you pay homage and give respect, to where you got it from, it's not stealing. Just like if we decided to make a Jamaican dish, as long as we acknowledge it as a Jamaican dish, it's not stealing. That's like when you're quoting, when you're writing a book or a speech, or and you quote somebody, as long as you give them, reference, right? You cite where you got it from. It's not stealing. It's when you don't say where you got it from. You don't give the author credit. That's when it's called stealing. So that's not stealing as long as you acknowledge and respect where it came from, where you got it from.
But there's also stuff that we got from them. I mean, they are African. And if you are FBA descendant of a slave, then you must have some connection to the transatlantic slave trade, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, this dude is just trying so hard to explain what he just said directly what an African directly got from us. He said sagging. Sagging is definitely our thing in America. So and he just said sagging as an example. Then when it comes to what we got from Africa, he can't give a clear example on the other foot. It has to be something.
Oh, my bad. I forgot y'all are already there. They just enslaved those people and they just made up fucking 500 years of history. I mean,
Now, I'm gonna try to invite him back. I did lend out an olive branch to old boy. Like, hey man, let's talk about your uh your views on FBAs and things like that. Because he's clearly talking to some people that have unique views, right? But he's again making us a monolith, saying, "Hey, we all believe that." No, some people believe certain things. Islam, Hebrew is like Earth is flat, things like that, and some of us don't. But one doesn't represent all.
ask you guys a question. Is black culture only valid if it originates from American soil?
That's just a stupid
Answer that in
question.
the comments for me. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I know you
The
don't.
divide and conquer criticism.
Uh-oh.
Some FBA ideology divides the diaspora rather than unites it. Like I said before, we're busy
He said some FBA, say that again, ideology divide the,
divides the diaspora criticism. Some FBA ideology divides the diaspora rather than unites it.
okay, that's the most stupidest shit I ever heard. Bro, the simple fact that certain Africans say they're Nigerian and some say they are um, from Ghana, Ghanaian, and some say they're from Ethiopian. That's dividing. That's drawing borders. That's saying if you come over here, you're now in our territory. We're a different type of African. Jamaican, St. Croix, those people, same thing. You come over here, you're now in our territory. This is the Trinidad, Tobago, whatever. But we're not Haitian. We're not Jamaican.
Some FBA ideology
He is
divides
so
the
fruity, bro.
diaspora
Just
rather
killing me.
than unites it. Like I said before,
Dude,
we're
just
busy
had the
accusing
rainbow
we're
background.
busy accusing every other ethnicity of black that they want to be like us, which may be true, may not be true. I also
Oh, no, we don't accuse Nigerians who are in Nigeria of doing Nigerian things. They're trying to be like us. Bro, you just straw manning the hell out of our position.
don't go to bed sleeping and thinking about that shit. I don't know if I give a damn about what somebody else is doing enough to be online starting this other stuff. Then they also, I've told you guys examples before. Well, I've heard this black American woman, she was dumb. She was sitting in the car and she said that we're not African because I got this sparkle in my eye. And Africans, you don't have that sparkle. We have this sparkle in our eye. That's your best justification. Are we tearing each other's communities down between DNA testing flags? I already told y'all before. If you ask me, it doesn't matter if you're from Africa, South America, or the United States. Y'all are all niggas in the white folks' eyes. So I don't see
All right,
what's the
here we go
big
with that.
divide about it.
Okay. So then, since that's the case, then nobody say they're Nigerian, Ethiopian, all these other things. Hutu, Tutsis. We're just say we're all just black. How about that? Nobody delineates. Everybody just say they're just black. Dude, shut up. Yeah, I'm gonna invite him again.
The next thing, immigration xenophobia. Yes. Basically, FBAs, if you ask me, give off I'm not saying that y'all are this. Y'all give off this very Malcolm X militant.
Thank you. I mean, you can stop right there. If you compare us to Malcolm X, that's a huge compliment on any. I don't give a damn. You can stop right there. You dig? Yeah, that's a great thing to want to be like Malcolm X, our brother Malcolm X. The hell?
White nationalist vibe, but
Okay, all right, yeah, okay, dude. When you want to compare us with Malcolm X, thank you. That's a compliment.
you're just black, basically. FBAs often oppose immigration from Africa, correct, from the Caribbean, correct, claiming it waters down black American interests. Is it fair to blame the immigrants, or do you need to be blaming the American government? I don't know the answer. You tell me in the comments.
Another stupid dude. You get to this country legally. That's on you. Now, what happens afterwards, like the treatment or the tangibles that go one way and not for us, yeah, we're gonna have an issue with the government, not with the immigrants. Yeah, we're gonna have an issue with the government is we see tangibles and monies and programs set aside for people who just got here yesterday and nothing for us. Yes, that's going to be an issue with the government.
Reparations. FBAs want reparations only for those whose ancestors were enslaved in the United States. Rightfully so. I don't know why some guy from South Sudan would move to the United States and be included in the reparations for something that somebody in my family 200 years ago went through. I can agree with that.
Okay,
They
so he's not
should
all the way
be
stupid.
lineage based and not race based. The same reason that if something happened here, if I was living in Rwanda and they decided to give reparations to the whole Rwanda for the genocide, I should not be included in that. I'm not even Rwandan. Makes perfect sense.
Thank you.
But keep in mind, some people have tried to argue that this would exclude black people whose families have lived in the United States for decades, but do not have documented slave ancestry. So, for the FBAs that want reparations,
All right, so now he agreed with everything, right? Because you can't disagree with it, especially if you are quote unquote FBA. But now he's gonna try to go against it after agreeing with it. He's gonna try to make up something to go against it. It's gonna be the most retarded thing a human being could say. Listen.
And the white folks know when these white people hear reparations, they're thinking, oh, these people from the transatlantic slave trade, and that's their heritage, so we should give them reparations. What is basically the logic that y'all are making, and that's what they would think. But while you're busy being a Native American and not being related to Africans at all, guess what? Making those kind of statements would exclude you from your own interest of wanting reparations.
Yeah, did that make any sense at all? Family, what the hell did he just say? I rewound that like 20 times. I just could not get what he was saying to provide a rebuttal.
So I don't know how this we're not connected to Africa bullshit's gonna turn out in the long run. I don't do that. And I have Native American ancestry. You can look at people in my family and tell that they have Native American ancestry. Very strong features.
Wait, hold on. So why did you just deny other FBAs that claim they have FBA ancestry?
And I don't run around here saying that stupid shit that I'm not black. FBAs accuse African Americans with Caribbean or African roots of appropriating FBA struggle or music. I could agree with that. Can black people steal from other black people's culture? I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stop adding that S on everything that you're saying, my boy. Okay, you're giving Shannon Sharp vibes. You're adding an S to everything that an S should not be a part of. Okay, you don't got to say black peoples. You could say black people. You know, it's called sheep, not sheeps.
I noticed one thing. Even black women in the States have this issue when white girls want to start braiding their hair. What's the problem with that?
And nobody give a damn about. Yeah, what is this guy talking about? Nobody give a damn about that. It's so old, bro. Like this is like a 2000 talking point. This was like the 2000s, and the issue we had with that. Let me tell you, bro, on the fly, the issues we had with that. It wasn't the white women themselves braiding their hair, right? It was the media attention they were getting from braiding their hair. Like they was, oh look, braids are so beautiful because they're on a white woman. That was the outrage from us. It wasn't the fact they're wearing braids. Anybody can wear braids. Anybody can have, dreadlocks. But it was the fact that white media was acting like this is a new phenomenon. This is so beautiful. The same thing with the J-Lo. They look at her enhanced BBL butt, and all of a sudden, big booties are beautiful. And then other like white women who would full their lips and high cheekbones, and all of a sudden, these attributes that black people are blessed with genetically, inherently, all of a sudden is beautiful when it's portrayed on a white woman. That was the outrage. The outrage was not white women looking like that. Dig, we could give a damn about that. Like we're secure as hell.
That's actually a compliment that people admire you so much that they're willing to copy you. Keep that in mind. Now, one thing that is a problem with the FBA thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely ask him to pull up. Hey, yo, chat. Look, y'all see his channel. Look, matter of fact, let me put his link in the chat. Why don't y'all tell the dude, look. This is what I'm gonna do. Here's his link to his chat. I'm gonna invite him to a discussion on FBA, like what it's about, what it's not about. When I make that post, family, how about you guys just comment below my post and say, yeah, pull up. Like everybody's here, 21 people here, and the people who are going to watch this in the future. How about you guys tell, oh boy, let me put in the chat. All right, it's going to be fun. Buys Ron. I hate when I have the wrong account, but whatever. Okay. So chat, if y'all click the link, find this comment by me and just reply, thumb it up. Or you don't got to reply, just thumb it up. Just thumb it. I'll do the first thumb up. just thumb up my thing. And if he sees like, 20, 30, 50 thumbs up, he might say, hey, all right, people want to see this. Because guys like him, they might like views.
Thing to me is it messes with Pan-Africanism. So I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I'm just Austin Harlem. I'm not on none of that Malcolm X.
I didn't even see that hairline. Yeah, his hairline is crazy. Yeah, I see women. Thank you, Moon Eyes. See, women pay attention to detail on like how you look more than I think men, and I think that's about right. I didn't even look at this dude like that until she just pointed out. And yeah, the eye to hairline ratio is indifferent. Even the hairline itself is not that crisp. But he's getting haircuts he's in Kenya right now. He's getting haircuts in Kenya, so I don't expect an FBA type of haircut.
It's Martin Luther King, none of that shit. Okay, I'm not on none of that. I'm just me. Yeah, you ain't seen me doing no parades or none of that. I'm not doing no parades. But how does this disrupt global black unity if we basically are creating it's basically FBA is basically like a tribalism thing, essentially. And I've also met some pro FBA people here in Kenya.
Okay, so now we're tribal. Okay, go ahead. Whatever. Then we're just joining the family. All right, if we're tribal, it's about time. All right, we're just getting on code with everybody else who's tribal. All right, cool. We're tribal too, I guess.
Do these fucking parades and all this other, and they got all these Egyptian shit hanging off their face and all that, and feathers in their head. I've met some of these people in Kenya, and I'm wondering if you are that invested in this, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, that just he's just so brilliant. Remember, he's an overnight historian. He said he uploaded a couple historical videos, and now he's qualified to speak on history. All right, well, brother, when you accept my invitation, hopefully you do. Hopefully I get enough likes, thumbs, and replies to it that you do. We're gonna test your history because you said this is what you do now. You're a historian and you know about American history, black and white and alike.
And as I said, FBA is just basically a tribe of black, essentially. And I don't even know if I should say tribe because I've had some somewhat mentality. I don't know, Pan-African people try to tell me the word tribe is a colonial term, and the proper term for tribe was group of people. I thought those meant the same thing, but apparently I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm too young to know history, as y'all have said, because you definitely cannot know about World War I unless if you were there, or you can't know about slavery unless if you were there. You got to be a certain age to know about that kind of stuff. You can't read a book or go to a history class and learn. You got to be a certain age to know that. Y'all are dumb.
Well,
yeah, some of these comments y'all leave are dumb.
All right, well, you the one that don't. I mean, dumb people don't engage in discussions with people who disagree with them. Dumb people don't do that. That's what people who are smart do. When you believe you're smart and you stand on information and you're square, you like a challenge. You like to share your thoughts with somebody who is opposed to your thoughts. That's what smart people do. That's what confident people do. Dumb people don't do that. And people without any confidence don't like engagements. They like to just speak on a camera by themselves, and they don't want a real challenge.
Basically, I think this is more of a cult of, if people try to say it's not an organization, but based off of what I've seen, and I'm giving it a fair chance by doing my research and looking up the definitions, and I can say I would be FBA, but based off the way how the nationalistic, Nazi-like behavior that it has against other groups of black people in this.
Now he claims that he did his research, but it sounds like he's speaking on one perspective. Like, you got a bunch of perspectives out there from FBAs. You got some FBAs who say the transatlantic slave trade never happened. You got, and like, we were always here, right? And we were shipped out to different parts of the world for slave labor. You got some FBAs say that the transatlantic slave trade did happen. And also a lot of the natives here they were here, they were black, and they were coupled with us as this one big African. You got other FBAs who say, no, The Native Americans are the Native Americans. They're different than those who arrived on the ships that was known at one point as colored and Negroes. Then you got some FBAs who say they're Moors. You got some FBAs who say they're Hebrew Israelites, right? They're from Palestine somewhere. So you got different. How about the ones who say they're from Mecca? You dig? So you got different viewpoints from FBAs. You know why? Because we're different people, right? We read different books and we have drawn different conclusions on how history came to be as far as us. So no, you can't paint us as one monolith a way of thinking. No, many of us differ on the origins. That's okay. We might differ on the origins, but guess what we agree on? That's the most part. That's the best part. We all agree we're FBA ADOS. That's it. That's all that matters. I don't give a damn about your origin, you dig, history lesson. I just know that your lineage goes back to 1870 census, and that's good for me.
I'm not with the whole black hierarchy thing, okay? We're all descendants of slaves at some point. Some people.
Okay, so now the hierarchy thing. Please go find my comment and like it, and maybe comment. Tell this guy to pull up because he's a historian, and he said people say he was too young, and he said he's not too young. He read about this. Oh my God, it's gonna be a cook session.
Even tried to tell me that my analysis of slavery is incorrect. A slave is a fucking slave.
Right.
I don't give a damn if they treated you better than the other slaves. You're still a slave. I mean, did you put in a resume and a job application to get your job, or were you held against your will and transported to another part of the world to do work? That's what a fucking slave is. A human trafficker does not usually have people in chattels. Like if they're like a sex slave or something in somewhere in Texas, they don't have to be on a plantation getting whipped. A slave is a slave. Anyway, FBAs were.
Wait, what the fuck? I missed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to kill a fly.
Held against thing, okay? The nationalistic, Nazi with the whole black hierarchy thing, okay?
No such thing.
We're all descendants of slaves at some point. Some people even try to tell me that
No, we're not all descendants of slaves. What the hell is this guy talking about? Africa was colonized. It was never enslaved. They're not descendants of slaves. They are descendants of colonized people in Africa.
My analysis of slavery is incorrect. A slave is a fucking slave. I don't give a damn if they treated you better than the other slaves. You're still a slave. I mean, Did you put in a resume and a job application to get your job, or were you held against your will and transported to another part of the world to do work?
All right, so let me debunk that. Yeah, it's real simple, chat. Just always remember this. Slavery means that you were sold, and your child was sold, and that child was sold. Okay, so let's not forget what slavery actually is. 1612 is when they document some of this stuff, 1610, whatever. But people were being bred, and their children were sold over and over again for like the next 200 something years. That's slavery. That didn't happen in the diaspora. That didn't happen in Africa, where children were being bred and sold into a plantation to other people for work. No, they were colonized. They were just put to work. If I'm
That's
wrong,
what a fucking slave is. A human trafficker does not usually have people in chattels. Like if they're like a sex slave or something in somewhere in Texas, they don't have to be on a plantation getting whipped. A slave is a slave. Anyway, FBAs were descendants of slaves. Some may say otherwise. I'm going to open up this discussion and we'll do some responses, and we're going to shut this down for once and for all. And honestly, I think that
he's going to shut down once and for all.
This isolating the black Americans from everybody else is actually disadvantaging the entire black race, because we should actually work together, because with your new administration, a lot of stuff is finna get bad for the immigrants and for the native black Americans.
What did he just say? I was reading a dumbass comment in the chat by Pan-Nigerian. What did he say?
We should actually work together, because with your new administration, a lot of stuff is finna get bad for the immigrants and for the native Black Americans.
Oh no 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 no. Oh, that's what he mad at. No 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 no. It's just gonna get bad for the immigrants and bad people, illegal immigrants and bad people, I should say. That's all. All right. So let me show you his motive. All right. Let me show you this guy's motive. Why he's so invested to hate on. He claimed his own lineage. So let me show you this guy's motive. Did I save it under this channel? Okay, this might be it right here. Okay, here we go. All right. So now, let's listen, family. Read the title of the video. This is why he's so hurt. I moved to Kenya, and you should too. This is why he hates us so much. We're messing up his money. Watch. Watch this. He got a little scamming side hustle, and we're messing it up. By saying,
Like I started getting, it started. Oh, I was telling you that yesterday. It started to wear on me.
Back up.
Yeah, you get.
Dude, sassy as hell. Listen to this.
And your only friend, if you didn't know that. And today I'm bringing you guys a long-awaited vlog, and it will be kind of choppy and all over the place because this is just stuff
We're
that I've been
messing up his
recording
business.
throughout the weeks and months
he got going on
since
in
my
Kenya.
past 48 videos that I put up of me doing.
Right,
You guys still want to see my life in Nairobi, by the amazing social life that I have that you can only find in Nairobi. And I'm telling you guys that after 27 or 28 countries that I've been to, 5 continents, this is the only city in the world where you can get this sort of social life and have an abundance of friends and just a lovely life. Your skin will be glowing, everything will just be perfect. Of course, not really, but everything will feel perfect as far as social aspects go. So if you're interested in anything that you see, make sure you click the link in the first pinned comment or description and book a consultation, and I'll tell you everything that you need to know about coming to Nairobi and plug.
Oh, there we go. Book a consultation, just so he could tell you everything you gotta know about Nairobi and Kenya. Look at this. Look at this fool. Like he's trying to get you to look. He's trying to get Black people in America, right? I don't know where you're from, if you're FBA, non-FBA, but he's trying to convince Black people in America to move to Kenya, and of course, go through him, book him for a consultation, and he will guide you how to connect with the right people. Listen.
Of course, not really, but everything will feel perfect as far as social aspects go. So if you're interested in anything that you see, make sure you click the link in the first pinned comment or description and book a consultation, and I'll tell you everything that you need to know about coming to Nairobi and plug you in with my direct network
Look at the title
of other foreigners and local Kenyans that you can benefit from being in Nairobi. Let's
local
get to the
Kenyans.
video.
Day 2.
Okay, so he's gonna plug you. Look at that face. Is that a manly face or is that a sassy face? Okay, so he's gonna help you get with the locals in Kenya, and then when I watch his videos, they just party. It's like, yo, where do y'all live at? Like, there's no living site where he show you like the village or whatever. All right, so anyway, let's look at his consultation. Let's see how much he's charging. Okay. Oh my God, are you serious, bro? Initial consultation assessment with Austin's assistant with sales rep, 20 minutes for $30 every 20 minutes. And I'm sure it's gonna be a 2-hour conversation. Okay. Step 1, pay the $30 booking fee to speak with Austin's assistant. Step 2, the assistant will assess your needs to see if a consultation with Austin is necessary. Oh my God, so you gotta pay another fee. If your request can be handled without direct call, the assistant will guide you accordingly. Step 3, if a call with Austin is needed, you will be directed to book for an additional fee. I told you. So of course, now look at this. You know they're gonna direct everybody to him. So it's $30 to talk to the assistant, and note the $30 fee is non-refundable and it covers the initial assessment. Oh my God. Yeah. So now, but what's the fee? Well, you'll be directly booked for an additional fee of what? $30 to speak with Austin or 300? Come on now. That's not gonna work over here. All right, so family, so this dude hates the idea of delineation, disaggregation, sticking up for yourself, reparations, because you're gonna love America and love being American. He can't trick you out of your spot, get you to come to Kenya and be a second class citizen, uh, where there's no new deal, right? Over like there's no like where's there wait, who signed the new deal? Like there's no new deal in and what's the new what comes with new deal? Welfare, unemployment insurance, social security, um, veteran disability things there for vets. A whole bunch of stuff come with the new deal. You dig? Ain't none of that over there. Like you get over there and you lose work or whatever happened to you, you better get some more income in Kenya. Be stuck over there getting shipped to Burkina Faso to defend Ibrahim Traore for free. You mess around and lose your job. No, no, no. That's not gonna work over here. But listen, family, I'm gonna do a reaction video. Uh Tariq been debating a lot of haters, a lot of tethers from different backgrounds. Whites, blacks, Latinos, and I feel like I gotta do a reaction to some of them. The first video I'm gonna do is gonna cover why it was needed to the the first video I'm gonna do is why was the need to delineate coming from Tariq's own mouth, and then I'm gonna give some commentary in between and fill in whatever is left out. Okay, so I'm gonna end this live right now. Peace. Yo, check the beginning if you ain't catch the sassiness, slick talk. Shout out to you.